my name is Gemma and this is A Girl So Geeky. So it's April, which is really further into the year than what I had expected to do my first video of 2019. But, you know, it just happens. Last year, obviously, end of the year was really crazy. Christmas coming up, December was really busy. And then in January, to be honest, I just didn't have the energy to do much of anything. It's still fairly busy because I have a few birthdays in January. And then I got the flu later on, like sort of February time. March just seemed to speed by. And then, yeah, here we are in April. But it's okay, here I am. Thank you to everyone who has sort of sent me messages asking when my next video would be. It's really nice to know that you actually enjoy watching my videos, so it's great to have you here. And to all my new subscribers, welcome. This is a promise that I will be posting much more regularly this year. I'm taking April as my start of my new year. I mean, it's the start of the new financial year, and I'm having it as also the start of my year. From here on out, you know, this is where I'm going to be trying to set good intentions and go from there. So fingers crossed, it should all be fine. So yeah, I think my last video was like winter plans or something like that. I can't really remember what I had said I was going to make. So I think I did make a couple of jumpers, which I think I planned. They didn't really pan out very well. So, and I sort of got them recycled before I really thought to do a post about it. So well, that's gone. So just going to start from scratch. 2019, April, new year, and we're going to go from there. So welcome. So yeah, so I don't think there's really much to do as with regards to a catch up. As I said, I've been fairly busy, but busy sort of work and all that sort of stuff, boring. But I've been trying to try new things and, you know, lots of hobbies and discoveries and stuff. I think that's, again, another sort of intention I want for this year is to just try new things. You know, if I see events or things going on. For example, I went to, I can't remember whether this was this year or last year now though, because it's all sort of muddled up, but I went to like a gong bath with one of my friends, and it was sort of really local, and actually I really enjoyed it, and I will definitely be trying to go to that again. It's just sort of it was at a community centre, and you just take a pillow and a blanket and everyone just sort of relaxes down, and you have a couple of people there who have loads of different either like gongs or like these rain noise sticks, or you know, different like the singing bowls, or you know, lots of different noise makers, and they just sort of take you through a sort of musical journey, I guess. It's the only way I can't think of how they describe it, but it's actually just really nice. It's really calm, really peaceful, and I really loved that. I've also started up dancing again, so I had a sort of a double with that last year doing Lindy Hop dancing, and obviously then later in the year I broke my foot when I was meant to start a new class, so that had to be pushed back, but I've started that again. I finished one 4-week course, and I've just got 1 week left of another course. This is Lindy Charleston, and I am loving it. It's just so much fun. So yeah, I'm sort of going to try and see where I can go with that sort of afterwards, because I still definitely want to keep it up, more lessons, because that, you know, I don't think I am a natural dancer. I'm still sort of struggling to keep the steps in my head, but I really do love it, so I'd definitely be doing that. And yeah, I'm just obviously always on the lookout to see what other things are going on in my town and see if I want to give them a try. So that's something which is great. So I think that's the only real update that I can give. I've done some blog posts recently. I'm trying to sort of get back on track with that as well, because that's also sort of fallen a bit to the wayside. I did the Sew resolutions tag, which I did as a blog post because I thought I just didn't have time to do it as a vlog instead. So I'll put the link below, so if you can have a read of that if you want to. But I've sort of found that I can sort of take my laptop to work and then work on it during my lunch break or something like that. It's just a lot easier, and I can sort of post it straight up. But I'm hoping with the vlogs, because I do everything on my phone, I can record stuff at the weekend or of an evening. It may have to be evenings, but we'll have to see how the light goes. And then I can just edit it on the bus sort of to and from work. So hopefully that will help me be able to keep on top of it. I'm just trying to find ways that I can use my time more wisely. I'm trying to really kick the procrastination habit in the butt. So I'm just trying to find ways that I can make better use of time. So hopefully those ideas will be okay. I've also got a new phone. It's not so new now. I've had it sort of for a few months now. And the recording is slightly different. This is the first time I've really sort of recorded on it. And my other phone, I used to do like selfie mode, so I could just sort of see myself and I knew what was going on. This one, I don't know that it seems to have does record as well, so I'm trying it the other way around. I've got either a reflection of myself in the back or the camera lens, and I'm I'm a bit unsure where I should be looking, so I do apologise if it seems that I'm peering off camera. I'm just getting used to the new setup. I'm also hoping that the sound quality is going to be okay. I've had a couple of test runs and I wasn't too sure, but we'll see how it goes. You'll also probably notice that my intro has changed, and it seems to change a lot. I do apologise. But I'm just trying to find something that I really like, and as I get more and more used to the software that I use, I try and sort of discover how to use it. I obviously find new things and new ways, and then I'm like, oh, I like that, let's have a go with that. So I'm hoping that either this intro will be it or there won't be many more changes, but you know, we'll see how it goes. But I'm liking this one at the moment, so I hope you do too. So yeah, that's it for getting you up to speed. I hope any questions, just give me a shout. But my main topic for this video today is the Dressmakers Ball. Woo! So I think the video before last was me saying that I've got the ticket and I'm going to the Dressmakers Ball and my plans for it. And I have now been. It's been and gone. It's been like a couple of weeks already, and the time has flown. I've no idea. But it was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. So I'm going to try not to let this be too long a video. So, but I obviously want to give you as much detail as possible. So I'm just going to go straight to it. Let's get to the dress. So when I was making my plans, I was still sort of trying to choose a pattern, and I was leaning more towards the Deer and Doe Belladonna dress, and this I was watching so many people like posting their plans or their dresses, and I was a bit sort of like, oh, this is my fault. I let myself be swayed, and I was just a bit sort of like, I don't know if what I'm going to make is enough, or I don't know if I'll feel special enough in it, or I don't know, some random thoughts like that. So I had another look through my stash and I found another pattern that I thought actually this one might be quite nice. So I thought what I would do is I will make a toile of both of them and then see which is the one that I prefer. So yeah, that's what I did. I made a toile of the Belladonna, and bless my friend Ellie, aka Sew and Swing. She was I wanted to line the bodice, the inside, and I was trying to follow someone else's sort of tutorial online, and I just could not get my head around it. I literally almost started crying. I think I was just having one of those moments, and I literally just sat here and I just wanted to cry. I was like, I cannot get it, I just don't understand. And I thought, forget it, I'll either won't do it or I'll just do some binding or something. And I said to Ellie, I just can't get it, I'm just not going to bother. And she was like, no, if you want to do it, you know, I'll help you out. And bless her, she drew and wrote all these instructions for me. I popped around because we watched an episode of The Sewing Bee, and she drew all these instructions for me and gave me one of her dresses that she had made previously so I could sort of see it in person, and the instructions were fantastic. I was able to do it so much easier. It was harder in the fact that obviously I'd already started making it up and I'd started cutting, you know, trimming seam allowances and stuff, so that didn't really help, but it was so helpful sort of going through it. But I think the fabric that I had chosen to make the toile wasn't really the greatest for that pattern. It was one that I got ages ago in the shop in Gosport, and I think it would have been more suited for like maybe like trousers or I don't know, something that didn't need to be really crisp. I think this one I really needed either like some sort of cotton base, you know, something that I could press really well, because it was just so bouncy. And yeah, it just like trying to do all the bits at the back, it just wasn't sort of, it wouldn't sort of lay nicely or just like press very nicely at all. And then it ended up being sort of too tight in the bust and then too loose, like where these, like the top of the zip, and I was just like, and I just found it really, like the whole step, everything was just frustrating, and I kept making mistakes, and I was just like, I can't be dealing with this at all. Not on the real version. So the other dress that I had picked, I made a toile of that just out of an old bed sheet, and to be honest, the whole process of making it was really joyful. You know, when you just have a pattern and it just comes together so easy, and it's just a real pleasure to sew. The dress that I wore to the Sew Southampton, I can't remember which one that is at the moment, that I had that same feeling with that dress, and it was just such a pleasure to sew. You literally just sort of sat there sewing away with a smile on your face because it's just coming together so nicely, and that's what happened with this dress. So that's the one that I went with, and that is this dress. I really hope that you guys can see this. The reflection of myself means you can, so fingers crossed. But this is a Simplicity 1801. It's a Cynthia Rowley one. Now I went with the sleeveless, and I went sort of the longer skirt. I did try the sleeve and the toile, but it was really massive, like really bell shaped. I mean, it didn't look like slim like this at all. This was massive and really poofy, and I just thought it just wasn't me, and I was like, no thank you, we'll do it without. But I wanted to do something a little bit more drama with the skirt, so I thought maybe like a dipped hem. So I used this pattern. This is the one that I made my sort of Skull and Roses dress from, because this does have sort of a dipped hem on the pattern, so I thought I could just merge them together, which I did, and I ended up with this. Don't worry, I will be posting loads of pictures at the end, just to show obviously the dress and my time at the ball. But this is the dress. Obviously I can't really show you the dipped hem properly here, but yeah, this was the final outcome. Now I am really happy with this dress. I do have some howevers, but overall I am really happy, and I did get lots of nice compliments, which is lovely. But obviously, as we're all aware, we all know what parts we don't like. It doesn't matter like what other people see or say. I know what parts I like of it and what parts I don't, and there are some parts that I think could have been better, but overall I really do, I did really love wearing it. So the design of it obviously comes, you've got a V-neck bodice, you've got some slight gathering, very slight gathering at the top sleeve here, then also like under the bust, which goes into the waistband, and then you've got gathering at the top of the skirt, and that is front and back. It's got a side zip. Now I've not really done many side zips at all. To be honest, this might be my first one. I was quite pleased with how it went with regards to sort of the top, like where, you know, where it meets sort of there. I wasn't too sure how well that would go, but I'm really quite pleased with that. I've got some good like seam matchings, some not so great. So the ones on the zip, I can never really quite get it. You can see it's just a little bit off center. But I did one, and I had to post it straight away because I was so damn proud of it. And that is this one. I mean, look at that. I know it's just like the one, but I'm like, oh, look at that. The one underneath it, not so great, but let's just focus on this one. But no, so I was really happy with it. It's just a real joy to make. So I lined the bodice of this as well. Actually, no, that's a lie. I did not line the bodice because it didn't need it. This is a material that I got from the textile centre. It is a scuba velvet. So it's got some stretch in it, but it's really nice, but it is obviously a bit thicker. So it's super stable, but that's one of my howevers. I think perhaps it's just a little bit too thick for this style of dress. I think because of like the gathers and such, and obviously you've got like, you know, all the different layers. I think it just makes it a little bit too bulky and just made me feel a bit more bulky than what I am. But you know, whatever, it's fine. I still really liked it. It's definitely a fabric I'd use again, but I think it should be something that's just very more simple and straightforward, a little bit more, just like less going on. So that would be lovely, and it's got a lovely feel to it. It has got a really nice drape, so I was really pleased with that. One of my other howevers, so let me think back to the lining, sorry. So you obviously have a facing for the neckline. Now I've got a fabric that I also got from the textile centre. I did a big bulk order. I will do another video which will be my haul, which I'll show you all that. But this was like, I don't even know what this is called. It was, I can't remember what sort of fabric it is, but it's super thin, but it's opaque. It's not like sheer, really drapey, almost got like a silky satiny feel to it. So I thought that would be really nice, because obviously it's not going to add a lot of bulk to it. So I used that to do the facing. For the waistband, I did do sort of a lining for that, so then obviously you don't see all the stitching, and I used that same fabric for that, which I think was really nice. I tried to use it so I could to do this, like the armholes, but because it was so thin and I was obviously doing such small strips, it just kept distorting and it just wasn't very nice. So I ended up just using some bias binding to finish off the armholes, which I think is okay. However, because obviously it's like a velvety, it has a sort of a nap, I feel that the stitching of obviously putting the bias binding down, it just felt really obvious, and I was really like, oh, it just looks a bit naff. But I was like stitching this like again the night before, some of it even still on that morning, and I said to myself, I don't want to do this, I want it done plenty of time in advance. Obviously I got the flu, and then I was trying to do some alterations for a family member, and it all got, and obviously procrastinating, thinking, oh, I've got time, still, yeah, anyway, I was like, I don't have time to change it, this is just gonna have to do. And obviously I did the same for the hem. I did a facing for the hem as well, because I just thought, actually Ellie again suggested it, obviously when you have a lot of skirt and you try to just turn it up, it gets all wrinkled and horrible, so I thought I'd just do a nice facing, plus it'll add a little bit of weight to the hem to obviously keep it down a bit so it doesn't flap around. But again, it's just so obvious, and I was just a bit like, oh well, I don't have time to do anything about it, it'll have to just be as it is. So that was okay. My last, however, was the dipped hem. Because of my feet, obviously I broke my right foot, a bone in my right foot end of last year. I badly broke my left ankle a few years ago. Well, quite a few years ago, and then had surgery again to take some metalwork out. I don't like wearing heels anymore. Although it wasn't really the cause, when I had broken both feet, ankles, whatever, I had obviously been wearing heels, so obviously it didn't help. And now I just don't want to. I'm a bit scared of wearing heels. I don't want to break anything else. So for me, heels are out the window. You know, when I did the bone in my foot, I was just wearing some wedges. So they weren't high, they weren't like skinny stiletto heels or anything like that. It was wedges, and I still broke something. So I'm like, heels are out the window, flats are in, unless it's like a small blocked heel. So I was really struggling to find some evening shoes that would go with a dress like this, with like the long skirt. And I did manage to find some from Debenhams, I think it was, and they are not, they are nice, a little bit of sparkle to them, and they were sort of really comfy. But I think with the length of the skirt and like the slight dipped hem, I just felt really frumpy. I felt like an old lady wearing my sensible shoes with a little frock, and yeah, I was just a bit, that did ruin it a little bit for me. I think if I had made either the dipped hem more dramatic, because it's very subtle, I think if I'd made it really dramatic, or I'd made it like the whole skirt really long so you couldn't really see the shoes, or a lot shorter so it just balanced out a bit better, I think that would have been much better. I think I would have been a lot happier with it. It did just make me feel quite frumpy. But there you go, lesson learnt. That's what this is all about at the end of the day. So at some point I am going to be chopping the skirt of this off, sort of shorter, just to make it more wearable. Obviously I've not got any more balls to go to or events or anything like that, so I think just to make this as a more, because I could wear this going to out for like dinner or drinks or whatever, if it was more like a knee length skirt, I think. I think it'd be quite nice for like summer evenings or something like that. In Portsmouth, you've got like a champagne bar at Southsea Castle, or you've got the Queen's Hotel, which does like garden parties. You know, there are things that I could go to that I think this would be quite nice, but cutting that skirt off. Oh, but on a plus note, it has, which side is it? It has a pocket. I say a pocket because there is just one pocket. One pocket, which I actually never even used. I think the only time I used it was when we did like a little catwalk bit and I put my hand in just to be like, I've got a pocket. There is no pocket the other side because there's a zip. And I've never, as I said, this is the first time of me doing a side zip, let alone a side zip with a pocket. And bless her, again, Ellie sent me some like drawn instructions on how to do it, which was fantastic. But because I was really running out of time, I was like, if I mess this up, then game over. So I thought, you know what? One pocket will be fine. What do you need it for? Bit of change, lipstick, that'll do. Not that I even used it for that. But so yeah, it has got a pocket, which I'm really pleased about. But there you go. But overall, yeah, no, I really liked it. I really did love this fabric. It was so nice to work with. I think I would wear, you know, get something like, I think they have some other colourways if they still have it in stock. I haven't checked. And I would totally wear that, or use like something like that again, but something just a lot more simple, like a nice little shift dress, or like even maybe like a pencil skirt or something like that would be really nice. So yes, overall pretty happy, but obviously there are a lot of things, not a lot, but a few things that I would change or have learnt, you know, about to do differently. So yeah, and then overall, like, the whole evening was just absolutely fantastic. It was the same venue as last time, and it was just so beautiful. There was a lot more people this time, so obviously a lot more dinner tables and such, but it was just wonderful, and there were so many people there. And last time when I went obviously by myself, knowing no one. I had seen obviously people online, Instagram or YouTube, spoken to a few, but I didn't know anyone, and it was quite scary. But this time, yeah, I was among friends, and it was just amazing. I actually travelled up most of the way with Anna. She has a YouTube channel called You've Got Me in Stitches, and yeah, I just met like so many lovely friends there, people that obviously had been before. And it was great to see them again, and obviously Sian was there from Kittenish Behaviour, Jojo was there, and it was great to see her again. So we all met at the So Southampton meetup, and I only sort of briefly spoke to her and some of the others, like including Andrea, she was also there. I only spoke to them briefly at the meetup because it was just so much going on, so it was really, and I've been speaking to her loads sort of online, so it was really great to sort of see them all properly and spend some quality time and actually have a good chat. Hayley Jane was there as well. She actually was in the same hotel, so we travelled over, we went to the venue together, and that was fantastic. Again, I met her at the Southampton meetup, and it was just really nice just to be among friends and be like, oh, you know, it's nice to see you again, and or, you know, meet you properly. I just met so many wonderful people, and it was just fantastic. Oh, and I even got to meet Boz from Fabric Magpie, and I've been really looking forward to meeting her. So we've spoken online quite a few times, and I love watching her videos, and obviously she now has her own online fabric shop. And it was just, I'd been really sort of wanting to meet her, so I was really looking forward to this. Hi Boz, if you're watching. And yeah, it was just fantastic. I think the only unfortunate thing was, and this was just with so many people, there just wasn't a lot of time to actually sit and chat to everyone. Obviously we got there first, and you go into this one room where it's pretty much just an arrival room, so you can like sign up to the catwalk bit and have a quick chat and look at everyone's dresses and such, have your drink, and then it's straight up to dinner, and that obviously took up a lot of time, everyone finding seats and tables and such, and then like obviously it was a help yourself buffet, so it was sort of wait, like queues. Obviously there were so many people there, so obviously everyone was trying to wait for their turn to be able to get to the table, and then obviously you're sat there while you're eating, and then they had a big band. and obviously they had then had a catwalk. It was just all very, there was just a lot going on, and it just didn't seem there was a lot of time to really properly mingle unless you wanted to go and speak to someone while they're still trying to eat their dinner. So I managed to sort of get over to a few people. Oh, I did also meet Di from Daffodil Ledger, and that I was so pleased that she was able to attend. She was also broken her ankle, but she's having a much harder time of it than what I did. I think she's had to have surgery and such, bless her, but amazing that she was able to attend. So I was really pleased to sort of meet her in person finally as well. Yeah, I mean, there was, sorry if I haven't mentioned your name, there were so many people I met, and it was just amazing. My only problem again, which is just me, I really wish that we had been given like name tags with our names and Instagram handles, because when I get into situations like that, I almost go into panic mode and my mind just goes blank. And you know, I could start speaking to someone who I've been speaking to online for like ages, and then all of a sudden I'll be like, I have no idea what your name is. It's just gone. Like as soon as I walked into the room, I could just feel it all like melting away, and I was like, I don't know anyone's name. Do I know my own name? I don't know anyone's name. But never mind. I think a lot of people are having that problem. They were like, I know you, I don't know who you are, but I do know you, I don't know your name. Anyway, if I spoke to you and I didn't say your name, I'm so sorry. I probably know it now. But yeah, my mind just goes blank. It's just, there you go. But yeah, I really did have a wonderful time, and it was so sad when it all came to an end, and everyone sort of had to say their goodbyes, and then yeah, suddenly we were all dispersing, going back to our hotels. Yeah, but you know, it was a fabulous night, and then the next day, obviously we didn't really let it end there. The next day was a day of shopping, and luckily we were really lucky with the weather. It was actually really nice. The last time I went up, it was raining and just a bit miserable, but this was really nice. And Anna and I decided that because we were going to be there for quite a bit of the day, Hayley had to sort of go on home. We obviously wanted to do some shopping, and we'd already checked with Crafty Sew and So as to what time they would be open. So that was our destination. Obviously going on our way there, we passed a John Lewis, and yes, we did go and check it out because we would have been stupid not to. They had a really good fabric and haberdashery section. It was really big, so much bigger than like what I have like in Portsmouth. Actually, we have is it a John Lewis? I can't remember. And I think it probably was bigger than Southampton, but I can't quite remember. But it was really, really good. Loads of fabrics. I didn't buy any fabrics, but I did buy these. I have not seen these before. I don't know if anyone else has. If you haven't, they were from John Lewis. However, I'm pretty sure I saw them in Hobbycraft as well, and I think they might have been cheaper in Hobbycraft. I can't remember how much I paid, but I'm pretty sure, if my memory serves, but we all know how bad that is, I think they were cheaper in Hobbycraft if they did them. But these are embroidery kits. I've not really opened it yet to see what it's all about, but as far as I can tell, it's the whatever you're wanting to embroider. They had loads of different styles. It's all on some sort of magic paper, which you then, I guess, attach or pin or something to whatever you're wanting to embroider, and you go with the threads, you go straight through the paper and your material or whatever, and then once it's all done, you just dissolve the paper in water, apparently. I've just read that. I should have read that beforehand. You dissolve the paper in water, and then you're left with this beautiful embroidery. So I've got an actual kit which has got these designs on, and then just the paper. You can buy the paper by itself, so you can draw out your own designs, which I think is fabulous. I can't draw at all, like even a decent stick man, so I'm going to see if they're thin enough to maybe trace something, and you know, design something myself perhaps. But yes, how fabulous are they? So if you're into embroidery, maybe if you haven't done it before but you want to give it a go, like me, I've never done it before, these might be the way to go. Fingers crossed. I will let you know once I've used them and what I think. So that was from John Lewis. Obviously, we then went to Crafty Sew and So, and luckily lots of people had the same idea. So we saw loads of ladies from the ball, and that was absolutely fantastic. I saw Boz again; she was there, and yeah, it was just crazy busy in there. So I bet they were so pleased they managed to have a lie-in, because you would not want to be facing that first thing in the morning. But it was amazing. It was just lots of fabrics to stroke, and lots of lovely little bits. I did buy a couple of pieces of fabric, but I'm actually going to do a separate haul video, because I got obviously a massive order from Textile Centre, maybe a couple of other pieces here and there, so I thought I would lump all that into one video. But I got a couple of other bits there. One was this 1 metre folding wooden ruler, which I haven't yet unfolded, just because I seem to have a serious lack of rulers in my life. If I need a straight edge, I use a book or a DVD, and that's not really ideal. I did have just a 30cm ruler somewhere, but I don't know where that is now. I've obviously lent it and it's just gone walkabouts. So I thought this would be a great idea. So I got one of those, plus it's just really colourful and pretty, so why not? And I also got some pins. I really needed, so I like the glass, I really do like the big flower head pins, oops, like these. I do like those, but I also really like the glass head pins, which I have got a little tin of somewhere, but obviously when I cut stuff out and keep it to the side, I get through a lot of pins, and I just thought this was a really cute, I mean, what a gorgeous little tin, and it's like a pop tin, so because obviously it's all, you know, firmly on there, and to open it, just didn't even wake the cat. Yeah, you just pop it open, and then there's your pins, and then just pop it back, and then on it goes. And I just really liked that, and I just thought it was a really cute tin. That was £3.50, and there's a lot of pins in there, so do like that. I think that was all I actually got there. I did get a piece of material, because we then, once we'd finished there, I went around with Anna, we went and had a quick drink at a cafe, and then made our way to the sort of outdoor market, and there's a stall there, fabric stall there, Stewart's I think it was called, I think it was that, but he had lots of lovely stuff, and I bought a piece of fabric from there as well. It was like a red linen look fabric, and they were really good prices, and it was really nice. So yes, again, I'll show that in a separate video. And then that was it really. I was actually staying up that sort of way for a few more days. My friend Claire lives in Mansfield, and I was going to go and stay with her for a few days, so I was just waiting for her to come and pick me up, and she was pretty much on her way or ready to be there when we were at Stewart's, so it worked out really nice sort of time wise. So we dropped Anna back off at her car, and then that was it really. I was on to my then Mansfield adventure. I won't really obviously go on about that here, but because it's not really anything to do with sewing, but I will say I absolutely loved it. I had a whole week off, like the ball was on the Friday, and I obviously stayed in Leicester, obviously Friday night to Saturday, and then from Saturday till Tuesday I stayed with my friend Claire in Mansfield, and I then had the rest of the week off, so I didn't go back till the work the following Monday. And I couldn't have asked for better weather. I must have picked the best week for weather, so pleased, and I just had a great time. It was, I mean, obviously we were always doing something, going on lots of walks and bits and pieces, but it was just so lovely. It was beautiful, it was relaxing, it was so calm. Just really needed that break, to be honest. I really did need it. Absolutely knackered, like by the time like the end of the week, I was just like, actually I just want to go to sleep now. But I loved it. It was just, I really needed that break, and I really needed that sunshine. So yeah, that was just, we saw lots of lovely things, lots of nice walks, lots of nature, and yeah, I really loved it. So fabulous week, whole week really. Well, 11 days I had off work, not to brag. And it was just amazing. I loved it. So I think that is pretty much, oh actually one last thing, sorry, like this is fairly important I think. At the ball we did get goodie bags. Now all of the goodie bag stuff has pretty much dispersed, I've obviously put it all away. We had a sewing magazine which came with a pattern, which is somewhere here, and there was like lots of discount vouchers, some sample fabric and some sweeties and a pen, a little tape measure, because there was another tote bag inside this tote bag, which was a brother one, and included this little tape measure. So yeah, that was lovely, and this was the bag, and I just think it's so lovely. It's now got lots of other stuff in it, and it's just really lovely. I'm currently in the process of making espadrilles. Ellie, Trudy and I wanted to make espadrilles, so we got some like I'll just quickly show you. We've got some like sole packs, and we're making it, but I might do another video about these, just to let you know how I got on, do a bit of a review if you like, because yeah, so far so good, but just see how it ends up. Anyway, that is now it. We had a goodie bag, it's really lovely. The bag obviously I'm using for other stuff, the other stuff is all dispersed, but yeah, fantastic. Yeah, and that was just a really wonderful night, so thank you so much to everyone at the Crafty Sew and So for putting on another fantastic event. I really am hoping it's going to be yearly, but if it's too yearly then that's fine. It just gives me lots of time to prepare. Next time I will be so much more prepared. I'm not going to let myself be swayed by what other people are making. I want something that fits me, that I'm comfortable with, that I'm happy with. I'm going to make it so far in advance that I'll just be like laughing. Yes. We will see. Anyway, but yeah, I'm hoping there's going to be lots more things going on this year, so we'll just have to see. I will hopefully take you along for the ride. I think that's it. I think I'm done with my first video of 2019. Hurrah! Hopefully there is going to be quite a few more videos following this. I don't know how often I'm going to release the videos. I'm thinking maybe fortnightly. I'm just sort of I don't want to run out of content and then be like, got nothing more to say. So maybe sort of every 2 weeks I will release a video. We'll see how it goes. But that is it for me. I'm done. If you've got any questions or comments, feel free to pop them below. I will try and do sort of a nice montage of pictures, and that's it. So thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't yet already, hit the subscribe button. Oh, sorry, I'm knocking you about. Yeah, hit the subscribe button, and then obviously you can see my future videos. And if you tap the bell, that will actually mean you'll get notifications every time that I post something. So yeah, thank you again for watching. I hope you have a great day or evening, or whatever it is, and I will see you soon. Thank you. Bye.